Hey, what's up? It's me, Shane. So I just got back from seeing the new Wolfman movie. So if you watch my list of most anticipated movies, this was actually on that list. I'm a big fan of the Universal Monsters. I have another video talking about the Universal Monsters, and the Wolfman is my favorite one. The 1941 film starring Lon Chaney Jr. is one of my favorite classic horror films. So does this new Wolfman live up to the classic? Here's my thoughts. So this is directed by Leigh Whannell, starring Lee Abbott and Julia Garner. Pretty basic story, just a man and his family go to his father's old farm to reclaim some stuff after his father's death, and they encounter a werewolf, and the father is infected, we should say, and over the course of the movie slowly turns into the titular Wolfman. So overall, this movie is pretty disappointing for me. Leigh Whannell's last attempt at a Universal Monster remake, The Invisible Man, was actually very good. It paid homage to the classic movie, but also updated the story for modern times, and it was genuinely scary. This new Wolfman movie, however, does not hit the same mark as that one did. I'll just start off with what I liked. I thought the sound design was the best aspect of this movie. If you have any interest in this movie, I would see it in the theater, or if you have a good sound system at home, because the sound is what actually makes some parts actually kind of scary and creepy. And I'm not talking about the big loud noises, but there's just a lot of atmospheric, quiet parts where the music's not playing, and you kind of feel like you literally are trapped and there's something hunting you down, and that's all due to the sound. And there is actually some moments where I was legit filled with a sense of dread, just because the scenes with the wolf man are pretty intense. I'm not going to say this is actually like scary movie or horrifying or something like that, but there are some really well done tense moments in here. And finally, the Wolfman transformation is done really well. You can tell this was inspired by David Cronenberg's The Fly. This movie is basically like The Fly, but if he was turning into a wolf instead of a fly. Transformation is very slow. You can see it happening on his skin. He's starting to lose himself. There's a lot of body horror elements that are kind of disturbing. So I like that aspect of the transformation. It's not the, quick transformation from man to wolf in couple seconds. The movie is about the transformation to the wolf. Now for the stuff I didn't really like, and there's unfortunately a lot of that. So the number one issue with this movie is the pacing. There is a lot of scenes where it just drags and drags and drags. There's really nothing going on. The opening scene is good, and most scenes involving the werewolf is really good. They're engaging, they're intense. There's a couple of moments where I was like really invested in the story, but anytime we have to go to the main theme of the movie, the main plot, I should say, the family drama between this family, the husband, wife, and the daughter, I'm not really interested in any of that. They're all pretty underdeveloped. There's not really any standout performances. So you don't really care about these characters or the conflicts they're supposed to have. It's all kind of brushed over and not really developed enough. We really don't know too much about them before they start encountering the horror elements in the movie. The dialogue is also pretty rough at some points in this movie. It's pretty corny, pretty on the nose with the themes they're trying to get across. This is kind of about generational trauma and toxic masculinity, and they are really, really, really want you to know that. They basically spell it out for you, what the themes of this movie are in one scene. Also, the cinematography, it was like really, there's a lot of parts of the movie where I couldn't tell what was going on. Some parts of that are intentional, but the movie is just so dark that you don't even know what's happening for a lot of it. Maybe it was just a bad theater projector and I just got unlucky, but I think it was just a really dark movie, and I understand it's horror, it's supposed to be dark, but I mean, you should at least know what's going on. Then there's the design of the Wolfman. I'm okay with them doing a unique design of the werewolf. You got to update it to make your movie unique. In this, they go for a more disease take on it rather than supernatural. And what comes out of this doesn't really work for me. It's not very werewolfy at all. It's just, I don't know. It just kind of looks like it's honestly more zombie-ish than werewolf, if I have to be honest. Really, this is a nitpicky thing and a minor thing, but why was this called Wolfman? It really has nothing to do with the original movie. You could have just called this any other thing. It's really just your average werewolf movie. The main character is not Larry Talbot. There's pretty much, I don't think there's any references or anything that connects it to the original. And the Invisible Man remake, like I was talking about earlier, that had some homages, and it kept there was stuff in that this has to be the Invisible Man. Like if you called it something else, it would be obvious what you're trying to imitate. But this is just a werewolf movie. This isn't the Wolf Man. And I just don't really understand what the point of making that connection was. But overall, yeah, I enjoyed some aspects of Wolfman. Great sound design, some great body horror, but the rest of the movie just kind of fell flat. This isn't going to be one I don't think I'm ever going to revisit. There's plenty of better werewolf movies you could watch instead of this. And because of that, I'm going to have to go ahead and give Wolfman 2.5 out of 5 stars. All right, so that was my review of Wolfman. If you've seen the movie, did you agree or disagree with me? What are your thoughts? And if you haven't, I hope this didn't dissuade you or disappoint you too much if you were planning on seeing it. But yeah, this movie just really didn't work for me. Hopefully, we have some other monster movies come out this year, 2 Frankenstein movies, so hopefully those can be better. I just want to say thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoyed, please hit the like button, subscribe. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. I'm posting movie content all the time, reviews of older movies, reviews of current movies like this, ranking lists. We're in the middle of award season, be doing a lot of Oscar talk. So stick around if you're interested in any of that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.